If you fall one time, two times, three times, 10 times, 100 times, don't let it deter you.
I have this really vivid memory from my 8th birthday when my mom brought out the cake from the kitchen and everyone broke into song. But this year it wasn't the usual birthday song in a language not our own. This time it was بت يلدخ وبريخة بت يلدخ وبريخة كل خاشي تبدا يوما تارق بت يلدخ بريخة. I don't know that I understood in the moment what it meant to have such a catchy and simple birthday song in a language all my own. But as I think about that birthday now, I realize what a gift it was and still is to be able to express and celebrate those simple, joyous moments in my own language. It was as if something I didn't realize was taken away from me was given back to me. Hey everyone, Rhoda here, and I'm back with episode 118, bringing you my conversation with an Assyrian icon who needs so little by way of introduction, the one and only Juliana Jendo. We talked a lot about her childhood in Syria and her start in music and her relationship with her dad. We also discussed her work on Wardeh Deesheh and Flowers of Assyria and all the work that went into those projects. We also got a little personal and talked about her not having gotten married and not having children and how she deals with criticism. I learned so much about her life, and I can't even begin to express how open she was and how willing to share so much of herself, not just in this interview, but also by way of rare photos she sent me after we talked. Seriously, be sure to check our Instagram this week for some never before seen photos. It's not every day you get to talk to someone who embodies so much of your childhood. So I'm grateful I had a chance to talk to Juliana. I think what will come through most of all in this conversation is her deep, deep sense of gratitude for her people and for the love she has received from Assyrians all over the world. It strikes me that she doesn't take any of it for granted. But first, support for this week's episode of the Assyrian podcast is brought to you by Tony Kalogerakos and the injury lawyers of Illinois and New York. If you know anyone that has been in a serious accident, please reach out to Tony Kalogerakos. Tony has been recognized as a top 40 lawyer and a rising star by Super Lawyers publication and has obtained multiple multi-million-dollar awards. Tony can be reached at injuryrights.com or 847-982-9516. And now, without further ado, here is the legendary Juliana Jendo. Well, Juliana, welcome to the Assyrian podcast. It's so good to talk to you.
Thank you, sweetie. I'm so honored to be invited to the Assyrian podcast.
There is so much to talk about when it comes to your career and all the memories so many Assyrians have with your songs and all the other works you've been a part of. But I'm hoping in this first part we can get to know you a little better from your childhood.
I was born in the much beloved country, Syria. I do have great, great memories in that country. We were raised with a lot of love and respect. But of course, I want to clarify something. My parents, my grandparents are from the much, much beloved country of Iraq, of Nineveh. We are all descendant from there. My dad sent me to a private school. It was run and organized and administrated by French nuns because Syria was under the French occupation for years, of course, before I was born. So that's why French was everywhere. So I started speaking French since I was in the kindergarten. We had to speak French. And I love this language. Of course, beside the Surat, which is proudly my language, and the Arabic, which I proudly speak, we had to speak French too. So I was in school. I was an honor student always. Otherwise, my dad will hit me. I know that sounds funny, but my dad would really hit me if I'm not if I don't get the highest grade in the class. And I thank him deeply for doing this when I was a little girl. That pushed me to stay always in the first rank. When you have in the back of your mind someone pushing you, no, I don't want you to be the second in the class. You have to be the first one in the class. So I think that entice you to study more, to spend more time with your books, even if you are a little girl. So that stayed in my DNA. It stayed in my life programming that I had to be the first in my class. So I was in school, of course, until I was like between 12 and 13. There came a group of musicians. They wanted to pick someone to do a concert where the money goes for the orphans in Hasake.
A lot of Assyrians live in Hasaka, right?
Yes, they do. They do in Hasake, and there's in Qamishli and other places too, Amud, and we have our Syriani people that I much
Right.
love. Yeah, they live there, and of course we have the village of Tel Tamar. Tel Tamar, it's where my grandparents were. The Jendo family were. So my dad used to take us each summer when the school closed. He used to take us there so we could swim in the Khabur. We had excellent memories about swimming there too and spending excellent nights, with the breeze in Tel Tamar. I love that village dearly too. So when I was between 12 and 13, Rhoda, there came a group of musicians. They wanted to pick someone from our school. I remember the nuns trying to, like an audience, let's say, picking a girl to sing, and they picked me. So they picked me. They said, "Oh, we want this girl. Her voice is." They found it nice at that time, and they had me. They put me in a man clothes with mustache. That I am a man who married two women. One of them is very skinny, and the other one is very fat.
So it was a part of like a comedy sketch, but there was singing involved?
It was I don't know, at that time, it was a song
Okay.
I still remember that song, believe it or not. And the second day after that concert, everybody in Hasake, all my my colleagues, my friends, they were singing that song. It says I'm going crazy with my wives. This one is fat, this one is skinny. And it was a funny thing, but I was trembling on the stage. Because I remember people coming into they did it in a cinema theater, but not a screen. I mean, on the stage of the cinema.
Right.
So I remember opening up, I started hearing the people coming and the murmuring and the voices. So I used to open the curtains and look like, oh my God, the place is filling up with people. And I was really trembling because this was my very first time being on the stage. But I don't know, with God's help, it turned out to be a great, great success. Those musicians, they wanted to take me from that day. I mean, the day after, they wanted to take me from Hasake and take me to Damascus, which is the capital of Syria, to take me there to start having me meeting big composers and big writers, famous writers, and become a great singer. But my dad stopped it. He said, no, 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 she's a little girl. And you know how I'm not married, I don't have children, but I have nephews and nieces, and I know what that means now that I grow up. How afraid you'll be for your girl. And at that time we didn't have the internet, we didn't have the connection items that we have now, like iPhones, and we didn't have that time. So my dad was thinking of putting me with this group of musicians, and they don't take me, they would take me somewhere that he doesn't know, he cannot see it. So he was very afraid. So he stopped it. He said, no way, I'm not letting her go.
Were you upset, or were you looking forward to going, or were you just whatever your dad says, you would respect it, or were you upset?
I was very upset at the time, but I respected what my dad said. I do until today. If my
Yeah.
Juliana, I want you to drive this car, not this, I do it. I respect my dad a lot. And now that I grew up, Rhoda, I understand where he came from, and I respect him, and I appreciate him deeply that he didn't let me go from that time, because you never know what would have happened.
It also sounds like your dad deeply cared about your education
Yes,
in a way that it's sometimes not common for, older Assyrian men of his generation.
exactly.
What was his view? Like, why was it important for him to have a daughter who is educated and pursues her education with that kind of passion?
Because he was educated too. My mom was educated too. My mom, like in her class, she was always number one in her class. We still have her diploma, of course. She was very smart. She was the only girl from her town to study, believe it or not. At that time, my grandpa sent her to Hasake from Tiltamar. He sent her to Hasake with a group of guys, and there was an older lady with them to after their studies. And my dad was educated. He was a graduate student from Amman, Jordan. He studied with King Hussein. They were like in dormitory together. So his English was very, very good, and that's where he studied. So I remember when I was a little girl, he used to bring me always big books, and I would cry. I said, "Why should I read all these? Why my friend, why my friends summertime are playing out, He says, "No, you have to read all this book, and then I'll ask you questions about it." And now I appreciate and I thank him deeply for what he did. So I couldn't continue singing, but I continued with my schooling. But you know what? Believe it or not, I wanted to be on the stage since I was 5 years old. As far as I remember, I wanted to be a singer. I think and I believe God, when God creates you, He creates with you the mission that you are being created for. I believe that God created me for the stage because I never had love for anything else. Of course, beside my schooling, I loved books. Like when I got a little bit older, when I became 15 and 16, when he used to bring me a new book, I wanted like to eat it up. Like, not only I wanted to eat the book, I was like that. So beside my love for books and reading, which I still have until today, I wanted Rauda to be always on the stage. This was my dream. I never looked into getting married. I never looked into falling in love. And I deeply respect the people, the many, 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 many people came to ask me for marriage when I turned 16 and 17. But I love them all. I respect them all. I wish them all the best, but I refuse because I always had my eye on the stage. So I studied, and as I told you, my dad was always on my back. You have to be the first in the class, not the second, not the third. So I had this in me, and I went to the university there. We have a test, it's called the baccalaureate test. It's like the last year of the high school before you go to the university. I got the highest grade in it. I was honored by the government, and I'm not saying this with arrogancy. I hate arrogant people. I'm saying it just because it's a fact. So I got the highest grade. So the government honored me. They took me to Damascus. Then my dad let it happen because I was like 16, 15, 16. They came in, the organization, the youth organization of students. They took me, and it was my first time ever going on a plane. I've never been on a plane before. They took me from Hasaka. We went to Damascus, and the Minister of Education came in and he honored me, and he honored other ones that became the first one in other things. And they got the highest grade in other things. And the government paid for my school at the university in Aleppo. My dad put me with nuns again. The nuns were very nice. Again, half of them were French. We used to speak French all the time, but you had to pay monthly fee for being there because they take care of your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner. They clean your clothes for you. So you had to pay money. But I was the only one that I didn't pay anything because the government paid for that. And I thank them very much for it.
What a proud moment for your dad. Um, did he get to be there when you were receiving the honors, or you went by yourself?
No, I went by myself.
Okay.
took a ticket for me. But I had teachers, like female teachers. He didn't go unless he saw that there were some female teachers with me and male teachers too. But he was not there with me at that time. But there was a TV. I wish if I can put my hand on that program. At that time, the TV was not everybody has a TV in the house. Yeah. But there was the Syrian TV. They were like filming that. But as I told you, I thank them for giving me the money to study 4 years at the University of Aleppo for free.
And you studied French literature?
I studied French literature because I love that language. As I told you, I started speaking it since I was in kindergarten.
Right.
So I fell in love with the French literature, French education, French elegance, French perfumes, French everything. Tout est devenu français. I mean, everything became French in my life for some reason. That's why when I go to Paris now for singing, once I get to the airport, I put my passport, I put it, and the officer looks at me, and he thinks like, oh, here comes an American person. So he says, "Good morning," French they with the or the R.
Right.
Good morning, ma'am. So I say, "Oh, bonjour, monsieur." They love it. He says, "Oh my God, you speak French with no accent. Are you Parisian?" I say, "No, honey." And I start speaking French to them. So I fell in love with the French education and culture and language, and I continued with it. And I graduated from University of Aleppo with a great honor, and then we came to Chicago. We immigrated to Chicago because my aunt was here years before us, and she told my dad, I'm missing you guys a lot. Please come to the States. So she did our paper, and it took us a couple of months only. And we came as immigrant, of course. I think once we arrived here, everybody started working. Like 1 week, my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister, they rested for 1 week, and everybody started working, started paying taxes, which again, I'm proud of. Because once you come to a country, you have to respect that country, you have to respect the law of that country, and you have to become a constructive citizen of it. So I was the only one who went to school. And the little one, like I had my little sister, she was, at that time, she was 5 years old, and my brother, he was 7 years old. My dad put them to school right away. But the other ones, they worked, and my mom and dad worked, and my dad sent me to the University of Illinois in Chicago. I said to my dad, "Dad, now I want to sing." He says, no. Even with your University of Aleppo's degree, I want you to have a higher degree just in case your singing career, something happened to it. I want you to have something to fall back on, and I want you to be educated. He said, I don't want you to be like just sing, like just being on the stage for hours. Or he says, I want you to be educated. That really frustrated me at the time because I was looking very much forward to. But again, I thank him for doing that. So I went to University of Illinois. I presented my papers, and the head of the faculty, he saw that my French was very strong. There was a TOEFL test. You had, as a foreigner, Rhoda, you had to pass a TOEFL test in order for them to accept you at the university. So the head of the faculty, she was a French lady from Paris. She said, your French is so strong, I'm not going to have you waste many months on studying TOEFL tests. She said, I'll put you at the university right away, but you have to pass the TOEFL test. Can you do both at the same time? I said, yes, please. I can do it. So I was studying day and night, Rhoda, day and night, until I passed the TOEFL test with very good grades. And I worked on my master's degree in University of Illinois, and I graduated with honor again. And then I said, Dad, that's it.
I'm done.
That's it. I said, don't tell me to go for my PhD. I'm not. And you grow older, you become bolder.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said, no, I'm not. Now I have to go. And then he said, okay, now I'm with you. If anybody says anything from like his brothers and his sister, they started complaining. They said, "Oh wow, Juliana is the respect of our family. You've been to nun school all the time, and why would you let her sing now?" They were afraid. They thought like, once you become a singer, you're gonna start going to bars and you're gonna start drinking and drugs. They were afraid of that. But my
There's a certain like association they had with what it means to be a singer, and they didn't want you or the family associated with that.
Exactly. They were afraid. So my dad said, "No, I know what I raised. I know the girl that I raised. I know her inside out. I'm 100% sure that she's not going to break our hearts. She's going to be an excellent person, a respectable one, and she's going to do what she loves only. Believe me," he said to them, "believe me, there won't come a day that you will see Juliana on drugs or drunk or something." And then I proved my dad right. So after they waited to see like how it's gonna be, now when they see me, they kiss me on my head and they love me and they're very proud of me. And again, thank to my dad because he was always beside me, and my mom. My mom is a great lady, Rhoda. I never seen my mom screaming. I never seen her raising her voice on none of us. And she was always in my back when I was a little girl. Like a lot of times I didn't know how to do my composition. She used to help me a lot with my composition. And the teacher would write for me, "Excellent, but not for you, for the person who helped you." She knew like it was above my ability when I was a little girl. My mom used to do the composition for me. And by the way, where I got my voice from, it's from my mom. My mom has an excellent voice, Rhoda, but my grandpa did not let her sing.
You know, Malala Yousafzadeh.
Yeah.
Her dad has a TED Talk, and in it he talks about how he believes that the reason why his daughter pursued her education and has become this person so many girls in her country look up to is because he never clipped her wings, as he
Oh, I
put it,
see. Yeah.
that he allowed her to be able to fly. And you talking about your dad reminds me of that, reminds me of the kinds of fathers who allow their daughters to soar, while, you know, having some structures in place. But it sounds like you earned your dad's trust, and once you did, he was behind you for the goal that you had set for yourself.
Yes, he was. And once I became a singer, he was always behind me, pushing me, supporting me. When my uncles came in to start a conversation about why, he says, "No, no, no, stop, stop, stop. I don't want you to go any further. I'm very proud of her. I'll send her to the end of the world now, and I'm not afraid." But
Yeah.
as I told you, my mom and her sister, she passed away last year. God rest her soul. My aunt Hawa, it's like Eve.
Mm-hmm.
She had an excellent voice. Oh my God, if you'd heard her, you would say, "Oh, that's such a waste that these two did not become big stars." But that's life. What can you?
Yeah. So, how did you begin your singing career in Chicago? Did you come out with a record? Did you start singing at weddings? What was the first step?
I started getting in touch with some musicians, and then one of them was Johnny Horia. He really helped me a lot at the beginning. I thank him deeply. I wish him the best. I believe he lives in Spain now. I don't know where. He helped me a lot with my first tape as music. But Ninus Nirari, he's one of our greatest writer. He helped me with my first tape as lyrics. He wrote all my songs. He gave me all my songs and he gave them for free. And other musicians that helped play in my first tape, they were telling me, because before me there were other Assyrian singer, female and male, and they used to tell me, "Juliana, sing for this singer, sing for that singer. People don't know who you are. You cannot go up like that. Just go on the stage, sing songs for this man or for this lady, and so they would know you." And I believe because my dad instilled in me that thing of I can do it, of be the first one. I think that played a big role in me kind of refusing that. I said, no, I'm going to do my own songs and I'm going to get up with my own style and I'm going to do my own tape. Even though people don't know who this girl is, who's Juliana Jendo, who came to the market. We don't know her. We know other singers before. I said, I'm going to do that. If people like me, I'll continue with it. If they don't, I'll go back and work on my degree, work on my PhD. So they helped me, beside the musicians that helped me recording, of course. And it was a tape at that time. The tape came out and I took it to the radio station, the Assyrian radio stations here in Chicago. And right away it was a boom. Like they said, oh, a star is born. Her name is Juliana Jendo. Right away, they took me to the stage on Christmas Day of that year. There was my beloved friend, David Simon, the singer, David Simon. He said, yeah, bring her, please bring her. It was his party, his Christmas party. It was in Hyatt Regency somewhere in Chicago. This was my very first day going on the stage as a singer. I mean, beside when I was 12 and between 12 and 13, it was a like from them. From there, people start liking me. And after Christmas, what comes? It comes New Year. They heard about that girl who came on the stage for Christmas. So they called me for New Year's party, which was the party of our much beloved singer again, Elizabeth Oshana. And they put me in the program. They just added me. I was not the main singer, of course. I didn't have enough songs. They gave me like half an hour, something to sing. And people liked it then too. And at that party, there was someone from Detroit. At the New Year's party, there was someone from Detroit who called the Nadit Al-Kushnaye in Detroit. It was under the direction of, God rest his soul, Hachicha, Noel Sacco. He was the president of the Al-Kushnaye Club at that time. He called him and he said, listen, there is a new singer that came in the market. Her name is Juliana Jendo, and I think you're going to like her. So they brought me, Rauda, for Valentine party. I mean, after New Year's, here came the Valentine party, and this was my very first party in Detroit ever. I believe it was Bell's band, Majid Kaka, and there was Hamid too. Hamid was younger, of course. Hamid Asmaro was at the party too, and he sang. Both of them, they sang beautifully, and the party, even though it was my first appearance in Detroit, it was full. It was packed with people. I don't know if they heard about my party in it was not my party again. It was Elizabeth Oshana's party. I don't know if they heard about that. It was packed. So, and they were like, oh wow, who's this? Something new in the market. And I was coming down with the people, dancing with them, going like close to their tables. And this was something new at that time. So what happened, I was supposed to be at that party only and fly back the second day. But the people who were at that party told Noel Sacco, God rest his soul, don't let this girl go to Chicago. We want her here next week again. Everybody that was at that party, they said, we want her to do a party again next week for the people that didn't come, that couldn't come. So the second week, we had like a full party again. It was packed even more than the first one. And in that party, who was there? The Association of the Ardnaye. They said, we want to see this girl. And they said, oh, okay, don't let her go to Chicago. We want her next week by our club. So I did a party for Ardnaye. And then who was there? Tilkepe Club, like the Association of Tilkepe. They were there too. And they said to Noel Sacco, God rest his soul, they said, please don't let her go to Chicago. Now it's our turn. We want her to sing for the Tilkipnaye. And then came the Zahonai, and then the Mengishnai, and it went on from that day until today. And my dad was saying, I want my girl back. Oh, you were supposed to take her for one party, and now It went for a month and then 2 months. At that time, we didn't do parties like on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. It was from Saturday to Saturday. So I had to stay the whole week there. So I thank the Al Qushnaya deeply because they were the very first one to bring me to Detroit. And but at the same time, I thank the Ardnaya, Tilkipnaya, Zakhunaya, Mangishnaaya, Bibatnaya, Aqraya, everybody. And I'm sorry if I forget any one of them. I don't mean to, but I thank them deeply because they showed me so much, much, much love, Rauda, in Detroit. They showed me so much love. I will carry it with me until the day I die.
Do you remember the first wedding you got booked for?
No, honestly, as a wedding, no. I don't remember the first wedding. I just remember the parties because
Yeah.
with party after party after party after party. But then people started calling me for weddings with other singers, of course, at the beginning because and then I started working on my next tape, which was with the Ashur Baba, the much beloved Ashur Baba. Ashur Baba is a great composer too. He did my second tape, which was Khatar Aina Tuk Ain Kyome, and those songs became hit. I mean, I wasn't there in Iraq when people used to call me and tell me, "Oh, Juliana, if you sit in buses, in restaurants, and wherever you go, it's this tape playing." "خاطر عينا تخ عينكم," and that song became so famous. It was given for me by Adwar Musa, the great writer and composer and musician. He's one of the great legends we have. Adwar Musa became really a hit, that tape, and then people started booking me for a wedding by myself. Of course, this was not enough to run a wedding, so I started singing for other Assyrian singers with my deep love and respect for all of them.
Like singing their songs, right? Like covering them.
Yes, singing their songs with my songs, so I would be able to cover the whole wedding because I had only 2 tapes at that time, and with 2 tapes you cannot cover a wedding. Then right away I started working on my third tape and fourth tape and so on and so on. And of course, after that, a lot of writers and musicians they gave me songs. And then the Syriani people heard about this Juliana in the States. And of course, I don't want to forget that once I started doing this in Detroit, Michigan, Rauda, the Chicago people started paying attention to that girl too. So they started booking me for New Year's in Chicago. They started booking me for Valentine parties, for Halloween parties, for Thanksgiving parties. And I had a lot of love and respect from the Assyrian people in Chicago too. They really supported me. They have been there for me too. I haven't seen nothing from them but love and respect until this day. So our people in Europe, the Syriani people, they heard about this girl, Juliana, and they called me. So I went to Sweden, I went to Germany, and of course, at that time, I didn't know how to speak Syriani. We're all one people. Rauda, this is how I look at it. We're one people. I hate to go through the distinction that this guy says I'm like that or like that. We're all one people. That's what my dad taught me all my life. We are one. So one body, one language, different accents. So I went to Sweden and I didn't know nothing, but because I'm good in languages, I believe, your brain, it would be good either in maths or in languages. I am very bad in math. I mean, I know 1 + 1 is 2, 2 + 2 is 4. I know that, but don't give me like something mathematics to resolve. I don't know how to do it, and never. Like my brain is not there. It doesn't. That part doesn't. It's far away from me. But I'm great in languages. I pick very fast. So I went to Europe, to Sweden and Germany and Holland, those places, and I was paying attention to each word they were saying, and I started questioning, what does that mean? Aidar Bohat, for example, Aidar Bohat, yani, how are you? What does that mean? They told me it means, how are you? Tautono, for example, I am good, and other words. And then it became like like I'm speaking like Arabic, Assyrian, French. It became the same thing to me.
And I think because you knew how to speak Assyrian, like I had no idea what you just said means I'm good. But when I think about it, I think of the word tawa, which means good. So
Exactly.
that makes sense.
طوطنو غالبة طوطنو يعني وكرحمون ويعني قولي شونو قولي عزو سريو يكرحمن لي غالبة يعني I love the Syriani a lot, and the Syriani people, they showed me so much love and so much respect. I will never forget that too. All the associations, the churches, the people, the football teams, the Yani Assyriska football team, they were there for me for the parties all the time. All the associations, they showed me so much love. I cry even. I mean, I cry when I remember the love how much love I received from Detroit, how much love I received from Chicago, how much love I received from the Syriani people in Europe, everywhere, in Australia, in the Soviet Union, the Syrian in the Soviet Union. I never seen but love from my people all my life. So I decided to do CD in Syriani, and I'm very proud to say that. I'm not an arrogant person at all, Rauda. People don't know me. I'm not arrogant at all, but I'm saying it as a fact. That Juliana Jendo is the very first singer to sing Syriani. I mean, from like us, the Assyrian singers from Chicago and from
Right.
I am the very first one to start singing Syriani, full Syriani. So I have many, many songs of Syriani. They are my songs, original songs, and I thank everybody who helped me in them. One of them was the writer George Shamoun. He's much beloved, and he's a great writer, and other ones. And then there was Malfono, Joseph Melke. He died. God rest his soul. He gave us music, and other people too. George Faraj, Hannah Giorgio, and there was like a lady who helped me a lot, Elizabeth Haffo. She really helped me. I stayed with her. She helped me with my Syriani. She used to sit down with me for hours and help me with the pronunciation. So people were amazed that when Juliana is singing Syriani, she sings it so profoundly correct that you think I'm a girl from Tor Abdin. I am from Turkey. They think, for the people who didn't know where I am from. So I started doing the Syriani. Now I speak Syriani like I'm talking to you. It's like it became so natural to me, and I'm very proud of that.
That's such a beautiful way, I think, to prove that, what you said, you believe that we are all one people.
Exactly.
And I think that's a beautiful way of walking the walk and not just talking the talk. What does it take for you to prepare for a whole night of singing and keeping a party going?
First of all, it's my prayer. I am deeply religious. I pray a lot. I pray in the morning, I pray at night, I pray before I eat, I pray when I sit in the car before I start the car, and I pray before I go to a party. Of course, if God is not with you, you cannot do nothing. But what I do to prepare is a lot of sleep, Rhoda. Yeah. If I don't have my hours of sleep, I cannot perform nicely. And your voice, even your vocal cords, they need hours and hours of sleep. But food, when it comes to food, a lot of people, they say, oh, don't eat salty. Oh, don't eat sour. Oh, don't eat tortilla, for example. I the pickles. Don't eat hot chili peppers. I eat all that.
So just rest.
Just rest, yeah. I've been eating, I don't know if you know, it's a citric acid,
Yes.
lemon, lemon juice, we call it. Until today, I eat that. My mom screams at me, said, Juliana, if you want your food to be lemony, put some natural lemon on it. I said, Mom, I want that. So I always sprinkle it over everything I eat, except for breakfast. I cannot eat it like if I'm eating cereal, I'm not gonna sprinkle lemon.
Or no sour eggs.
Yeah. But food, for me, I don't know. Maybe it's my body, it's my DNA, it's the way my structure is. It doesn't. Maybe other people does affect them. The way they. My vocal cords, the main thing for my vocal cords is sleep and a lot of sleep. Yeah, when I sleep like 9, 10 hours, I go to the party like I'm a lion. I want to eat the stage. I want that. Yeah, but if I don't sleep, oh, I became like a chicken.
When you talk about your career, and as I think about it, you strike me as the kind of singer who has taken risks, even when people may have told you those risks may not pay off. Not just, releasing a record in Syriani or in Arabic, but also you have been in a movie, you've sang songs in other languages, you've done projects for exclusively for children. So I really want to talk about those two. I want to really ask you about Wardeh Deesheh because I think that your duet with George Homeh is one of my favorite Assyrian songs. It is so beautiful, and George Homeh was obviously such a beloved singer in the community, and I am so curious what it was like for you to work with him and what it was like to be a part of that movie.
Wardeh Deesheh was one of the pillars of my singing career. Honestly, I mean, we had such a three, me and George Homeh, God rest his soul, and John Homeh, God rest his soul too. Recently, John Homeh was the one behind the camera and behind the pen. He used to write too the songs. And George Homeh was an actor and a musician. He used to like the play the kamanja, we say it in Arabic, the violin excellently, and he has an excellent voice. And to put the music, he put the music for all the songs we did in Wardeh Deesheh. It was such an amazing experience that I had with these two. Beside the actor and actresses, they were in the movie. We used to work a lot, Rauda. I mean, me and George Homey, we used to do the scenes, me and him, and or me and the other singers and the other, I'm sorry, actors. But after everybody goes to sleep, they go to rest. It was me and John Homey, the brother, who used to stay behind in front of the screen, sitting on our chairs until 8, 9 in the morning, editing what we did during the day. Yeah, so we worked really, really, really hard. I became so skinny because we didn't have time to eat. We used to work so many hours, even like John Hume would sit, I would put him in a chair in front of me and I would sit behind him. And then he started telling me, John Hume, the oldest brother, the video man, used to tell me, Juliana, look, do you want this picture? Should we make it to the right? I said, no, no, no. Take it to the left a little. Oh, take it to the right a little. Oh, put this color like that. Oh, do this color like this. So we really worked very hard. And at the same time, he would write the songs. So imagine like with one camera on his shoulder, Rauda, one camera. Like if he wants to take the scene, yeah, if he wants to take one scene, he has to take it from so many corners. So it was a lot of headache for him and for us. Like if you have like 2, 3 cameras taking shots from here and there, you would do the scene one time. But if you have only one camera, you have to repeat the scene a couple of times so he can take it from different corners. Yeah, a lot of work, and all the actor and actresses that worked with us, like, oh, they were magnificent. They were hugely magnificent, all of them, regarding the fact that none of them is an actor, is a professional actor. See, you bring someone and you put him in front of the camera for the very first time. Okay, do that, say this, cry, do this, and they did an excellent job.
How did you get approached to work on the film?
John Homey called me. So he was in Australia. He called me. I was, of course, here in Chicago, between Chicago and Detroit. He called me and he said, Juliana, I have an idea of a film. I said, film? Like at that time, it was like, film? Assyrian film? He said, yeah, we're going to do an Assyrian film. An Assyrian film, like, I believe there was, I don't know if there was one film before us, but it didn't have like songs in it and jokes in it. And it wasn't done in the way that John Homey did this film. See? So we consider Wardeh Deesheh like the very first Assyrian movie in that aspect, like containing songs and jokes and teaching lessons in a way that he's teaching you that, oh, go, your country is such a beautiful place to go back, because how Nina P goes back to the so he approached me. He told me, Juliana, I have a movie. What do you think? And I said, let me think about it and tell me a little. So he gave me the storyline, and I slept on it for like a couple of weeks. And then I said, but he said to me, you know what? When you come here to Australia, it's not going to finish in a week or two. You have to stay here for, let's say, 2 months. So I said, okay. Let me take this risk. So I flew to Sydney, and they did parties for me, 6, 7 parties at the same time, each Saturday, like in one place. And during the week, we were working on the movie.
How long did it take to finish the filming process?
The filming process, beside the editing, I think 2 months. But usually it's not supposed to be in 2 months. It's supposed
Right.
to be 7. But we worked like crazy. We worked like, oh my God, there's no tomorrow. And one time, John Homey, I remember, said to me, I was, you know what, Rauda, I am a person who loves her job a lot. So I was pushing him, like he used to smoke. Like when we are doing the editing, if you, he said, Juliana, I need 5 minutes to smoke. I want to go out to smoke. I would tell him, oh, and you're going to stop 5 minutes now. Forget about your smoking. So he said to me, oh, poor John, God rest his soul. He said, I had him work so hard. He said, if I die this week, it's going to be where I used to tell him, no, you're not going out. You're not smoking. You're not. He said, I need to go to just a second. I said, no, I'm like you. How come I'm sitting on the chair and not going anywhere? So I had to push him and push him. So once we finished the Wardeh Deesheh, and then came the children songs, that he used to call me, and him and his wife, I love her dearly. She's a great lady. That's why she stood behind a legend like John Homey. She's a legend herself too. Me and John, like, we would work so hard. I love my job so hard that I didn't want to waste a minute. So what his wife, Najah, she's John Homey's wife, God rest his soul. She used to tell me, "Oh my God, Juliana, after you left, John tried to work with other people too, and
It sounds like you had a really good, you had really good chemistry and a good working relationship.
yes, yes, we did. Honestly, we were like 3 people in one body. John would put the lyrics, George would put the music, and I would push for the camera. I would push like for the editing. I would push for doing this, for doing that. So his wife, John Homey's wife, she would tell me, Juliana, he's not being able to work with somebody else. He is like kind of laid back, so he needs someone like you to say, come on, do this, come on, do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons I consider him such a legend in his own right is
Yeah.
that what he did with Wardeh Deesheh wasn't just that it was the first film. It wasn't that it was the first film that had songs. It's that the topics that it covered were deep and meaningful and also a little taboo. I'll tell you, my mom did not let me watch Wardeh Deesheh when it first came out until I was a little older. I mean, it deals with rape and defying, gender norms. What a man ahead of his time
Yeah.
to be making a movie for our community. And I was just thinking about this last night as I was thinking about talking to you about Wardeh Deesheh. I was thinking, were any of you afraid that you were going to get backlash for having those kinds of topics covered in this film?
Criticism exists always. So that didn't faze me at all.
Mm-hmm.
knew that there will be criticism. Me and John, we would sit hours and hours when George Homeh, the singer, would sleep, and me and John Homeh would sit alone and talk. We knew there will be like criticism. We knew that there will be people. I hate to say it, jealousy that exists. That's nature of life, you know. That's so, but it didn't phase us at all. Nothing phases me, you know. I believe, Rhoda, since God is with me, I love people. I respect everybody's opinion, even if you insult me, even if you say something good to me. I take them both. I respect people that are against me. I respect people that are with me. Everybody has his own life. But criticism honestly never fazed me. I believe maybe because my dad was always behind my back and he let me know that I can do this, I can do that. Don't listen to people. Don't listen. You know, a lot of them love you. Of course, they want you to be where you are. And I love those people deeply. The other ones, it comes out of weaknesses. I think if you are jealous of something, it's because you have a weakness in your brain. That's how I look at it. It's not because you are a bad person. You are a good person, but you have a weakness in your brain that's called jealousy. So I feel sorry for that weakness. I don't hate it. I don't get mad at it.
I want to ask you about Flowers of Assyria next, but
Okay.
I need to know something
Yes.
about the duet with George Homeh because I have a personal disagreement on the lyrics with one of my cousins, and I need to know what the words are because we can't seem to agree on what you're saying. So your first line is Talukhya Shuraya, and then what's the second part?
قرب الفخر زكايا.
Yeah. Oh, Qarbin.
قربا يا come.
No, I always thought it was Qabil Faghri Zakaya. So it's Qarbin.
Hey, قرب الفخر زكايا. طيتا ولا جنايا.
Well, I love that song so much. I can't tell you what that song means to me. Every time I listen to it, I just think, what a beautiful duet. And I wish we had more of that.
Thank you, sweetie. Yeah, a lot of people loved it, and I'm glad you loved it.
So
Yeah.
let's talk about Flowers of Assyria because I think it's also another iconic part of every Assyrian's memory from the 90s. We grew up with the songs. Some of us may have learned our alphabet because of the song and learned new words and dances. How did this project come about?
Now, this project was my idea. Now, this one I called John Homeh. I called him from Chicago. I said, you know what, John? I'm thinking of doing some songs for children. And at that time, we didn't have any songs for children. No whatsoever. Nothing. Zero. So he stopped for a second. He said, songs for children, Juliana? How? يعني دخت وضغز مرياثة قيال السوري. يعني how are we going to... I said, I don't know. And I don't care how much you're going to work hard. You know me, I'm a pushy person. You sit down from now and you start thinking of something. I'm going to give you music and you write things, or I'll get songs from here and there. I'll collect them. And I'm coming there, get ready, no cigarettes, no going out, no picnics, nothing. I'm coming there. We're going to do a video for children. And he said like, oh, for children, because he never done that. He always, he did like video clips for singers before. He did the Wardeh Deesheh, but not a video for children. I said, yeah, John, and you'll be amazed how much you're going to like it. He said, okay, I trust your decisions. I trust your taste. He said, whenever you do the song, send it to me so I'll know like what scenario to put for it.
Mm-hmm.
So I started calling people. One of them was my dear cousin, which I love her a lot, Lida Lawando. She helped me in putting some music. And Yosef from Toronto, he's in China now. I don't know, he's teaching English in China now. So I put together those songs and I sent it to John and I said, get ready, I'm coming to Australia. And of course, once they knew that I'm coming, they did parties for me too. The Culture Club, the Ninwe Club, other clubs in Melbourne and in Sydney. And we worked so hard. We had 170 children in that video. So imagine you containing 170 children in one video, like when we did Ella B'Atur Yemeni, Bit Nahrin. I worked so hard. I even got sick because I didn't eat, because I was like always running. My body became weak. Remember, once I sent these songs to John, we started looking for location, but he wanted me to go in front and speak. That like the helicopter scenes. We went to the airport, to Sydney airport, and I had to go to see who was the director, putting it in a way of please, this is the Assyrian community, and we need this and we need that, because usually they ask for a lot of money to those things, to hire a helicopter and to hire the pilot of that helicopter. It needs a lot of money, but because I explained everything to them, they charged us money, and I paid it all from my own pocket, but not that much that they would charge usually. And I thank the Australian government, I thank the Australian schools, I thank the Australian airport that they helped us in doing these things.
What did you hope to accomplish with those songs? I'm curious why this was something that was tugging at your heart as a project that you wanted to do.
I love children all my life. I love children. I'm not married. I don't have children, but I have my nephews and nieces. I love children because they are the future of this nation. I mean, if we lose them, then we're losing everything. I always say one of our children of today might become the president of United States one day. So we had to pay attention to them. We had to, and I looked like, after I became a singer and I became known, and I had parties everywhere in the world, I looked and I said, wait a minute, Juliana, there are no songs for our children. What about those? You know, we're singing for love, we're singing for country, which are excellent songs, excellent ideas. But what about the children? We never done something for children, and I love them, you know. And for some reason, Rhoda, they connected with me. I don't know, my voice, it's the way that I'm singing for them, is the tone of my voice. It clicked with them right away.
I mean, I think so many of us grew up on those songs, and we have such fond memories of the songs. I remember when I was a kid, after you came out with those songs, that's the song we played at our birthday parties. And it was so nice to have a song in our language for our birthdays. So I think that I don't think I'm alone in this, but I personally want to thank you for giving us those songs in our childhood, because they became a part of who we are. And to this day, so many of my friends who have kids, they sing those songs to their kids now. So it's going from generation to generation.
Oh, thank you, Rhoda. And I'm very happy that it made like an effect on you guys. I'm very happy that it was useful for you guys, and I'm not ashamed at all of like the pain that I went through, asking this person to help, asking that person to help. I'm not ashamed of that. I'm very happy that I went through that pain, and did come with the result that you are liking it today, and other people like you, they are liking it today, because we really worked very hard. Because now the colors that you see in the Ella B'Atur Yemeni, the color of the Ata, I had to go again, talk to people, to ladies, and tell them, please, can you help us? Some ladies, they came in to sew the clothes for the children. See, it is, yeah, we had to make, and me and John, we went to the market. I paid everything. I bought materials like white materials, blue material, red material, the yellow. We bought all that, and then the ladies of a lot of mothers in Australia, the Assyrian mothers and Chaldean mothers, they helped us. Syriani mothers helped us. I thank them for it very much. They helped us sewing the medium size, large size, small size for the children. And then I talked to the radio stations. I thank the radio stations in Sydney that helped me to do that. I asked them to bring their children. Now, this was the hard part, to bring their children, because they have to. That's why I went and I talked to the principal of that high school in Sydney,
Mm.
Australian high school, because they needed to park their cars. If they're bringing their children, they need to park their cars. And then we had to, and I had to bring boxes and boxes of hot dogs and Coke and Pepsi and bread, because they need to eat.
Oh my gosh. So you were not only the singer, but you were the
Yeah,
location person and cut design person and
yeah.
person who brought the food.
Honestly, Rauda, I did everything with John. Of course, John was with me, but I
Right.
putting the money. I was the one initiating everything and talking. And then we had to go bring the winch, the high winch. We didn't have drones at that time, so we needed like shots from upstairs. So we had to rent winches, and so for a company to bring the winch for us, that took money. So John Homeh had to go on the winch over there on the high winch, and then we start singing. And then once we start recording, I mean recording, not singing, the songs were already recorded. Once we start filming, all these mothers and fathers that brought their children, they have to be behind the camera. They cannot be with their children. They have to stand behind and watch. So after I put all these children like in the LLAP, like I put them in the LLAP, you saw that. And we had to hire an engineer. He's an Assyrian engineer. I don't remember his name now, but God be with him wherever he is. He helped us writing those LLAP on the floor, and B and Gemmel and Dellet, and so we could put the children in them. So I was going through hell putting the children in the LLAP letter. And then I was looking at John from far away, and he's up there in the winch, and he puts the music high so I could hear it, so I could sing with it. So once he gives me the okay to start and he puts the song, I start singing with the song like قلب قطر يميني بت بت نهرين قطريني خالي شانا إتليني أننا, and then he stops it. I say, John, what's wrong? We cannot hear each other, but I do my hand like,
Right.
what's wrong? He stops the music. He said, Juliana, there's a little guy who went out of the LF. See? They are behind
Oh
me.
my gosh.
Those children, I don't know what's going on. He sees it. He's on the camera. So he see one child going out. And then everything stops after we've been preparing for so long. Everything stops. I go to the little boy, and he's crying.
Oh.
And I say, hi, Boni, modile, Boni, what is it, modile? And like he would be like rubbing his eyes. I'm sorry to say that, Rhoda. He says, I want to go to the bathroom.
Oh.
And now what happens, Rhoda? Everybody else says it. I want to go to the bathroom too. And all that work, like 1 hour until we put them together, 1 hour goes away because this guy goes and the other one goes and the other one want to drink water. Everything stops.
Oh my! Honestly, as I thought about that entire project, the thing I was going to ask you was, it is so impressive that all those kids stayed in place. So how did you do that? But now I know.
Now you know. And the mothers who brought them, and this was not one day. This was not only in one day. It took us like 10 days to do that. 10, 15 days, because every day they get tired, they go and they come back, and we have to make sure all the mothers are able to bring them at a certain day. Oh my God, it took us so.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it took me so many interviews, so many phone calls, the internet at that time. So the parents, after we finished doing only the song, because the 170 children, I had them only in the Ella Batur Yemeni.
Mm-hmm.
The other ones, they were like groups, small groups. So the parents, when they brought their children, they thought that this is going to finish, because they hear the song is usually 4 minutes, thought we're going to finish in 4 minutes. See, they thought the filming is going to take, 4 minutes, 1 hour. When they went through all that with us, Rhoda, I swear, one of them says, I'm hungry. Everybody says, I'm hungry. And yeah, she said, I never knew, Juliana. We hear the song. It's only 4 minutes. I said, see, honey, now you see the reality, how it goes. But that's why they appreciated the work we did. And one more thing, like we went through so much pain for it. John Homeh used to write something while I am singing one part of the song. I'm in the studio by an Australian guy called Shane. Shane, he helped us a lot. His studio was a tiny studio, but it gave us a very good quality for the singing. I used to be singing like one part, tate tate with tate, lipid mama with tate, قد بيخدي. And John Homey would be sitting in the garden outside in the backyard writing the second part.
Oh, wow.
I swear. And Shane, that Australian, he said, you know what, guys, I work with so many Australian, even German people came here to record, French people came here to record, England, Britain came here to record. He said, I've never, ever seen something like that. Someone is singing and the other one is writing the next paragraph for the singer to come and sing it right there.
You were building the car as you were driving, or driving the car as you were building it.
Bravo, because we didn't have time. We did it like in like a month or so. So all that work, all that singing, all that preparation, all those things, they have to be done because I had to fly back. I had weddings here, work day and night. And I'm telling you, Shane was amazed. He said,
I appreciate you sharing all of those memories and talking about how much of a labor of love this was, because for us, it, comes across on the screen as this effortless, video of for so many minutes. But I appreciate all the effort and the work that you guys put into it.
Everybody that helped me in the Wardeh Deesheh, I thank them deeply, 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 deeply. Wardeh Deesheh and the Flower of Syria.
I heard something about you doing dati dati in English. What is that all about?
You heard about it too. Yeah, actually, I never thought of doing it in English ever, 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 ever. It's a nice song and it's done. But a little boy called Santino, I'm gonna mention that later. He lives in Colorado, and he fell in love with the tati tati in Assyrian. And he didn't know what it was about. He was like 3-4 years old. He didn't know what it was about, and he is the one who gave me the idea of he didn't tell me to do it in English, but he's the one who inspired me to do it in English. Because I said like, he loves it in Assyrian and he doesn't know what it means now. And I thank his mom Dana and his dad, and they're wonderful people. I'll talk about that later. The details I'll say it later on the song when it comes out. But Santino he's how old is Santino now? He's like, I don't know, 5 maybe. He's 5-6 years old. He is the one who inspired me to do it in English. And I sat down and I wrote it in English, and it came out really nice. And now I gave it to someone here in Chicago. He does animation. We're working on turning it into a cartoon. And I hope that it will go around the world, that everybody will love it.
You've talked about the fact that you didn't get married and you don't have your own children, and it sounds like you have dedicated your entire life to your music. Do you feel like there were things you missed out on because of that wholehearted dedication?
It might sound a little bold to say that, but I honestly know. No, I don't feel I missed anything in my life because I am so much in love with my job. I'm so much in love with recording. I'm so much in love with singing. I'm so much in love with creating like something like a new song, a new video, and new things. Like for the time being, I'm very excited about the Tati Tati in English. Do it into a cartoon that, with God's help, that all the children of the world will love it. So I'm so much in love with my job, Rauda. I don't know, it might sound strange to some people, but this is me. everybody has a different DNA. I don't feel that I missed on something with my love to all the married couples. My brothers are married, my sisters are married. I love my nephews, my nieces. I love my brother-in-law. I love my sister-in-laws a lot. But as when it comes to me, I don't know. I feel like there's a mission for me to do. Maybe God doesn't put this in my heart, or I don't know. There was love in my life. I don't want to be. I have to be true. There was love in my life, and people. When someone loves you, you love back. Mostly on the phone, let's say, messages, because you're so busy with your work that you really, because to love someone, Rauda, honey, the whole world knows this is nature of things. To love someone, you have to invest time.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot say to someone, oh, I love you so much, and then, okay, bye, I'm going to Holland, I'm going to Germany, I'll see you next year. Oh, let me see in my book, I have October 16 open, I'll see you then. It doesn't work that way. So even, I mean, it's sometimes over the phone, sometimes in a message, but this is not real love that should flourish and go into marriage and children and raising a family. It's not a real one, let's say.
I appreciate that you've embraced your passion for your career,
Yeah.
and that has become who you are, and I fully respect that. Do you feel a sense of responsibility when it comes to the platform you have as an Assyrian artist?
Of course. Oh my God. Oh my God. And the responsibility grows bigger with time. At the beginning, you are like, you are on cloud nine because you're so happy you're on the stage. People look at you, people love you, people ask for your autographs, people ask to take a picture with you. But after a while, it's not like that. After a while, it's, hey, you have a lot of work to do. You have new things to produce. You have to run. You have to do this. You start looking at this corner of the profession, and it's a very hard one. I don't have a social life. I'm always looking into doing something new, producing something new. What can I do next? What can I create next? And even when you're sleeping, like your brain is thinking like, oh, should I do that? Should I have not done that? You're always like that. And so I give an advice for the singers of today, like, or anybody that wants to become a singer. I want to tell them that it's a very hard path. Don't think it's something easy. It needs dedication, it needs patience, a lot of it. And if you fall one time, two times, three times, 10 times, 100 times, don't let it deter you. Do not let it deter you, because you're gonna fall. There will be a lot of falls in on your road, in your path. There will be failure here and there, but those failures, as we know, and as everybody says, if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. I want them to know, like, they have to be very optimistic but hardworking. Like, don't think like, oh, optimistic, oh, I made a song, it made it. Okay, this song made it, it's a hit, everybody loves it, I'm gonna lay back and enjoy my success. No. Of course you will enjoy your success, but at the same time, get up and work, do that. And if you fail, as I mentioned, don't get afraid, do it again. If you do it again and it failed, do it again, do it, keep on doing it. Don't, I mean, it takes dedication. And one more thing, a lot of people are going to criticize you. A lot of people are not going to love you. They are not going to love you, because this is nature. This is the physics of nature. Not everybody loves red flowers. Not everybody loves yellow flowers. Not everybody loves pink flowers. Everybody loves something different. So me personally, like, there's a singer that I love a lot, and there's other singers, let's say. There's an Egyptian singer. My mom used to sing for her. She's called Kulthum. But she's a legend. She's the legend of legends. I don't know why I fell in love with her singing. I guess because when I was a little girl, my mom used to sing for her. So that's what entered my ear as coming into life. When I was 2, 3 years old, I remember my mom singing her songs. And through the years I fell in love with her, but that doesn't mean everybody should love her. There's thousands, millions of people, they don't love Kulthum, not because she's not a great singer. She's as I told you, a legend, but my taste correspond with her singing. And there's Fairuz, of course, the giant Fairuz of Lebanon. I mean, when we were little, that's what we heard, and then we came into hearing the our great legend Syrian singers and Syriani singers and Chaldean singers, and we came to hear those songs, and we fell in love with those songs too. So the reason I'm mentioning this is, if you are entering this field, if you fail, a lot of people criticize you. Just don't give it attention. Do not give it attention. Do something nice that you believe in, that you're in love in. And believe me, there's, like me as a Juliana Jendo, when I do something, I do it for the people who love me. See, when I'm focusing on a song, I don't focus on the people that don't love Juliana Jendo's voice or don't love her character. No, those people, I love them. I respect them. God bless them for whoever singers they love, or whomever singers they are fans of, whatever. But I think of the people who love Juliana Jendo. When I'm recording, I of the people who love Juliana Jendo, and I'm doing the song for them. That's why criticism does not affect me, not even one hair.
One of my favorite sayings is, "You're not pizza or Nutella. Not everyone's going to like you," and that's okay.
Yeah, I like constructive criticism. I like it, and I need it. If someone knows better than me, if a singer is older than me, if a singer is more experienced than me, if a guy has an expertise in music, he's been into years and years of schooling in music, if he comes and criticizes me over something that he wants me to do it better, I mean, I will take it with an open heart. Of course, I need that constructive criticism. But the other criticism that comes out of ignorance, a lot of people criticize you, and they're ignorant in what you are doing. I cannot go and criticize a heart surgeon. How can I criticize a heart surgeon when I don't know nothing about surgery? I don't know nothing about heart surgery. So I better keep quiet, because I don't know what this guy is doing. I don't know what he went through. He knows better. So I keep quiet and I listen. But if that heart surgeon, if his professor came in and criticized him on using something that he was not supposed to use in an operation, then he has to listen to that professor. That's how I look at it. But of course, that heart surgeon or brain surgeon or any other kind of pediatrician, they always have someone that doesn't like them too, or an engineer or a businessman. They always have people that criticize them because they're ignorant, not because they know. So that's why my advice to the singers today: don't never listen to someone who criticizes you because he doesn't know. Listen to someone who criticizes you because he knows much better than you.
It sounds like you are a person who isn't going to stop singing anytime soon, and I hope that you continue to have a long career in singing and give us music to listen to. If you think about your legacy, what is it that you want people to remember about you?
I want the people to remember me as someone who loved her people, no matter what distinction they put into, and no matter how separation they put into it. I am the person who love all my people with no distinction. All the people that speak my language, I love them very much. I don't take sides, because, again, I love them all. And I am someone who respects her profession, and someone very religious, that I'm deeply religious. And the main thing, as I told you, after God, is like I love my people wherever they are. The one who love me and the one who don't love me, I love them all. This is, I don't know, God created me like that. Of course, I'm a human being. I get mad at certain people, I get mad in certain situations, but deep down, overall, I wish good for everybody, especially our singers, the female singers, the male singers. I do not let anybody talk anything bad about them, because after I got into the singing business, Rhoda, and I saw the difficulties that they went through, I used to go to parties. Like before I became a singer, I went to our beloved singer Sargon Gabriel, our beloved singer Linda George. I used to go to their parties, to their Valentine party, New Year's parties. Our beloved singer Iwan Agassi, like Ashur Sergis, Jermaine Tamraz, Elizabeth Oshana. They were before me. I used to go to their parties all the time, and I used to be like mesmerized by looking at them on the stage, you know. And I used to think, oh, it's so easy. Oh, they're lucky. But it's so easy. Look at that. They're singing 4 or 5 hours and they're leaving. But after many years that I became a singer and I went into that path and I went into the studio and I went through like finding a song, putting music to it, singing it. And then I gave more, even more respect and more love to all of them with no distinction. And there was Shamiran too. You know, we used to listen to her. And then after that came Fatin Shabo, and then Lida Lawando and Somar Lawando. And, you know, I don't want to mention names because you don't want to forget some of them. And Marlene Khoshaba. And those people I used to look at and say, oh my God, like they went through all that pain. Now I know what it means. That's why I do not let anybody, and of course I don't want to forget the Syriani singers, you know, like Habib Musa, Abdulahad Lahdo, and others and others and others. I say, oh my God, this is what they used to go through. Oh my God, how much pain and how much patience it needs. So why I am a person, I want to tell everyone, I am a person that I do not let anybody talk bad about our singers. None of them. I do not accept that, because they deserve all the love and all the respect, all of them, with no distinction.
What do you think people assume about you that is completely wrong? Do you think there are assumptions that people make about you that you're like, really? That's what you think?
Yeah, you know, a lot like singers, even from Australia now, female singers, they talk to me sometimes and they say, oh my God, Juliana is so nice. Oh my God, and I tell them, oh no, Habibi, or you know, I give them so much boost. I tell her or I tell him, you know what, your voice is excellent. You're gonna do it. I listen to your song. It's a beautiful song. And then after that, they talk to someone else, and that someone else tells me, they say, oh my God, Juliana is such a sweetheart. I never thought of her. I don't know, people, maybe because I'm tall on the stage, they think of me like I'm arrogant or something.
So you're not a diva.
No way. I'm not. No, you know, it scares me to be arrogant because I always remember God. I always remember God, and God says always, do not be arrogant. I mean, you know, if I give to whoever I want to give, I give you. God gave me so many graces. God gave me so many blessings that I thank Him for them every day. He gave me eyes I could see. He gave me legs I could walk. He gave me hands I could touch things with. And then He gave me the voice. With this voice, with these vocal cords, I saw the world with these vocal cords. I went to Russia. It's something that I never dreamt of. I was the very first Assyrian singer again to be invited to go to the Soviet Union. And oh my God, you should see what they did for me. I cried when I came back from Moscow years and years ago. I was crying for 2 months here. My mom said, what's wrong, Juliana? I said, Mom, I miss those guys. I miss what they did for me. I miss the I mean, it's gonna take a whole session to tell you what they did for me. I was in the Soviet Union. They did a statue for me in Leningrad. It was done by Yuri Yukov. He was one of the best known sculptor in Leningrad. Leningrad changed the name now, of course. These blessings that God gave me, I mean, it's not Russia only that I've been invited to, of course, but Russia because it was something out of the ordinary at that singer to come to Russia. We used to go to Australia regularly, all parts of Europe regularly, but Paris was the one that invited Juliana. The very first singer ever to go to France was Juliana Jendo. Again, I guess because they knew I was, even though there were a lot of singers before me, I guess they felt comfortable because I speak French, so they to hear me speaking French. That's why they felt more comfortable to call Juliana, because she speaks French. I'm not better than any singer, Rhoda. I'm not better than no one, and no one is better than no one. I don't believe in that. I do not believe in that, Rhoda. I believe in number one only in sport. Like if 10 guys are running, one of them goes in front of everybody, he's number one because he ran before everybody else. But in music, I don't believe there's number one. In beauty, I don't believe there's number one. Like Miss, let's say Miss Universe, she's not the most beautiful woman on earth. And in music, you cannot say, to me, I don't believe in that. Even when they give Grammys to this and this, I don't believe in it, because if they do a competition and I get the best Grammy award, I, as Juliana Jendo, I don't agree on it, because other singers are very good too. So I do not believe in that, because to me, singing, beauty, those things are something general. You cannot say this guy is better than this. Your ear might like this guy or this girl, somebody else's ear like this guy or this girl. My eye would like this beauty, your eye would like the other beauty. But in sport, I believe, like as I told you, if 10 guys run, one of them will be the first one. That I cannot say like, oh, okay, it's in front of all our eyes, this guy ran and he made it, or he swam and he made it number one.
Right, because it's more objective, whereas
It's subjective.
beauty and music, those are subjective.
Those are subjective. Exactly. It's more objective. That's why I say again, I didn't go to Paris because I'm better than anyone. I went to Paris because they loved maybe Juliana because she speaks French. They fell in love with her, as we mentioned, because everybody, different people love different singers. Again, all our singers are great.
The question we always like to close our interviews with is,
Okay.
we have listeners all over the world. And if you could say one thing to all of them, what would it be?
I love them all very much. They are my heart. That's what I would say. They are my heart. My heart is beating for me to create more music, and those people are my heart, because if my heart stops beating, then I cannot produce nothing. And those people are my heart. They are giving me the blood to keep going. I love them deeply, utterly.
That's it for this week. I know I could have talked to Juliana for a few more hours and we would have had so much to talk about. So I hope she'll be back to talk to us again, because I know there's still so much more to cover when it comes to her life and career. But we'll be back next week with a new guest and a new episode, and we hope you'll tune in. Remember to subscribe to our podcast on whichever platform you use, and rate, review, and share us with your friends. See you next Tuesday.